In this video, I started out with $0 in a truck and spent the last 3 years building the farm to where it is today. So we're back again for season 4 to see if I can expand the farm even more. But there's a twist. I took out a $250,000 loan. Will I go broke and have to sell everything? Or will I make it big? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and drop in a like helps too. Anyway, let's go do some farming. Well, boys, it's another day back out here on the farm. We got $122,000 in the bank account. A little bit under half of what we need for the $250,000 loan to the bank that we have to get paid off by the end of the year. Now, unfortunately for this year, the last ways we have to make money are the cattle, what's left of the hay, and possibly selling equipment. Now, last episode, I ended up breaking my tether here. I got the new part today, got it installed. That was $200, so not a cheap fix, but now it's ready to go so we can finish up the hay, and then we can work on getting it baled. So I haven't checked on the cattle just yet this morning, but I'll have to go make sure they're good here in a little bit. We're going to try get all the hay baled today and hopefully sold. I'm not too sure yet. I've also got to get liquid manure on pretty much all the fields here, all the slurry from the cattle, on pretty much everything we can get it on. But I'm not entirely sure if we're going to have enough to cover the whole deal. Now, last episode, I ended up talking about possibly selling my farm. My neighbor, who has a big farm down the road, is interested in it. A lot of you guys really don't want me to sell it, but unfortunately, it's just really hard to make money out here unless you have an absolutely mega farm. And my neighbor is actually going to give me a pretty decent offer. He's coming up with one this week. And from the talks of it, it's going to be a pretty decent offer for this farm. So that would give us an opportunity to go and start another farm somewhere else where it's maybe a little bit easier to make money and build up the farm. However, that's not going to stop us from doing work around here because it's still got to be done. All right, so I'm just grabbing the last little pass here of this field, and then we are finished with the tedding here, and then we can get to baling. However, I still have all those little square bales I want to get picked up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Now, while I was out here doing this, I had a neighbor call me, say he wanted to borrow my grain truck, because right now he's just got gravity wagons, and it takes a while to get all the grain to the elevator like that. So he asked me if he could just borrow it for a day or so, and I think he actually has just a small little trailer that we could toss all those square bales on with. So I'm gonna see if we can make a little swap here real quick for the day. I get the trailer, he gets my grain truck, everybody's happy, because I don't want to hand bomb all those bales over to the barn there. That ain't gonna be fun. All right, so with all this out of the way here, I'm gonna park this here for now. I'm gonna hop in my grain truck here. I'm gonna take it over to his farm. He's gonna grab the trailer in his truck, and he's gonna give me a ride back and drop the trailer off here, and everybody's happy. Man, I love this Mack. One of my favorite purchases ever. Got the sweetest diesel engine in this thing. Well, I just made it back here, and I got my trailer for the day. This thing should work perfect. We're just gonna take the old 2950 here, hook it on there, and get some bales picked up. All right, well, this ought to be a fun job here. We still got to hand bomb them all onto the trailer, but since the barn's still a good ways away, it's literally the easiest way to do it. The stack ain't gonna be perfect, but who cares? Dang, too bad I still don't have that auto stacker. That could have made this job about a 2-minute, yeah, about a 2-minute job. But honestly, we didn't use that thing, so probably good to get it out of here. Check it out, load of square bales. It isn't exactly the nicest stacking, but it's coming right off the trailer here, so I don't really care. It will indeed work for what we need. I just got to run up to the loft here real quick. Open up these doors. Perfect. That will work. Manhandle this conveyor over since it's pretty light, and it looks like that's about as far as it's going to go. So this thing is just powered with a little electric engine, which is pretty dang easy. So you just grab a square bale here, down here like so. Oh, nope, maybe not like that. Or like that. It'll go right up there. And should pop right over. There you go. Then they're in the loft. Then you just stack them any which way you want. Pretty dang easy. Although I'm going to try to get this in a better spot here. That should work. Well, we're making some progress here. Slowly getting some bales up in the loft. Oh, that one going? Yep, it's going. I don't know. This is a pretty sweet little investment. Oh, if they don't stack up too high on the top, though, that's not exactly great either. Once I get a few going up there, I'm going to have to go up to the top and move them around, try to stack them a little bit, but we'll see how many we can get up there before I got to do that. This is just so if it's a really cold day in the winter, a guy doesn't have to fire up the mixer wagon, get too crazy with feeding. You just toss a couple square bales down since we don't have too many cows, and I just knocked that square bale off. Whoops. Anyway, we don't have too many cows, so just toss a couple square bales down, and they should be good for the day until it warms up again. All right, so we've got over half the trailer up there. I think it's time I go clean some of these up before they start falling down on the ground here. You just ride this up. Perfect. Oh, maybe not. I get stuck at the top. There's not enough room to get up there. Oh boy, look at my mess. We're not going to try and make them perfect. Just kind of stick them in the corner there. I know you're supposed to stack them right so they don't rot or anything, but in this case, I think we'll be fine. They're not going to be sitting up here for terribly long. Okay, I got the first batch cleared out. There's only a few more left. Oh, crap. We got to jam up. We got to jam up here. Hold on. We got bales falling. Oh, how do I fix this? There we go. That's not exactly ideal. We had a couple fall. And here is the last one. And it just glitched through. Nice. There's the last one. Get the last of this cleaned up. Close my top loft doors, and I will call that good. So the cattle have plenty of feed here, but what they don't have is straw. I'm just going to detach this feed wagon. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Grab 2 of these straw bales real quick. Reverse in the slowest possible tractor ever. Line these guys up. Grab my bale processor. Try back it up as straight as I can. Yeah. I don't think I got it. Oh, did I get it? No. Oh, nope. Okay, I didn't get it. Eventually get them in my bale processor and get these guys some straw. Now, hopefully they'll be happy for a little bit. Okay, cattle are completely taken care of now. Let's go do something else. This little trailer actually worked out pretty sweet. I'd say I need one, but I really don't. Yeah, not a whole lot of uses for it. Okay, so I ended up finding a buyer for the square baler. I had already gotten one offer on it, and I almost took it, but I wanted just a little bit more. I have a buyer coming for $10,000 for this thing, which is flipping sweet. I think that's a lot more than I paid for it, so I will be happy to take that. Anyways, in the meantime here, we've got a lot of work to do with baling. As you can see here, hay price is actually on the rise, which is sweet. So we're going to try get this all baled and sold as soon as possible. There isn't any rain in the forecast, but that don't mean it can't happen. So I'm going to try get this all baled up, load it onto the trailer and out of here to see how much money we're going to need to get out of this debt hole we're in of $250,000. I still need another 125 minimum just to pay off the debt. That's not even including trying to run the farm this winter. So I don't know how this is going to go. All right, I'm nearly finished this small field here. It's not yielding as good as last time. I think we got close to like 21 bales off last field, or I guess last time we cut this. So definitely not as good, but still definitely worth cutting it. At some point, if we stay here, it would probably be worth ripping this up, planting some new grass in here, and definitely fertilizing the crap out of it so it grows a lot better. But for the temporary, I think it'll be okay. Although this poor baler, this poor New Holland, is probably gonna have to be retired at some point. It has been beat to crap on this farm, and it definitely needs to retire at some point. A lot of the bearings and stuff are getting pretty bad on it, which we could replace those, but to replace pretty much the entire guts per se of this baler is almost going to cost more than another used baler that's in a lot better condition. So I might end up getting something different at some point, but for now it'll be okay. Although I do have to get all the rocks off this field. They are horrible over here. Well, baling's been going pretty decently here. We've got this whole side finished. There's a couple big swaths down at the end there that we got to do yet, and then we're pretty much good here. Only issue is my baler is starting to make some really weird sounds, and I think at this point it's on its last legs here, so I'm hoping we can finish. If not, I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess I'll have to get out the small square baler and see what we can pick up, but it should finish up these last couple rows here. I'm just thinking this thing is pretty much toast. I mean, we did buy it used with already quite a bit of wear and tear. I've replaced the occasional part here and there, but I think the whole inside of this baler needs to be redone, and that gets expensive quick. But it looks like we're getting a decent amount of bales off this, so it's not too bad. So after finishing up the last of the hay and my baler pretty much calling it quits at the end, we headed back to the farm to drop it off and get to some more important jobs, like the fallen trees on my fields. The storm that passed through a couple weeks ago left trees fallen onto my fields, and considering we needed to rip them up and get slurry on them, we were going to have to get these out of the way, which wasn't too bad. It was more just annoying. After that was taken care of, it was back to disking up the fields so they could be ready to have slurry put on them. However, I still had one major problem: rocks. Absolutely everywhere through both my older fields. There was just way too many, and it was actually damaging my equipment. So I had two options: buy this rock bucket for my skid steer, which costed $1,200, and spend 2 to 3 days picking rocks and wasting just a ridiculous amount of fuel, or spending $1,000 to rent this absolute beast of a rock picker for the day and have it done in a matter of hours. So after I finished up disking the field, I headed into town, and I bet you can guess which option I chose. And after spending the $1,000 to rent possibly the baddest rock picker ever, we were off and running. However, since there was just so many rocks in this field, it didn't take very long and we were already full. So I went over to the edge of the field, unloaded it, and got back to work. However, there was one small upside to having this many stones in one's field: you could actually sell them. Now, it wasn't going to be much, but it might help cover the rent of the rock picker. So after finishing up this field, it was on to the next, which thankfully had less rocks. Okay, so a few things have happened here. I just filled up the rock picker and I got $10,000. The guy came to pick up the little square baler there, got 10 grand from that. A grain truck has returned, so now I got that back. The guy took his trailer back and we're nearly finished this field here. I just got to go unload again here real quick. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get these to where I need to take them to sell these rocks. I may just have to use the grain truck, unfortunately. Even though it's not technically made for what we want to do, it'll have to work. I'm not sure how much we're even going to get for this stuff, but we'll give it a shot. So we are now over halfway to paying off our debt, which is good, but we're still a long ways here. I don't know if we're going to make it happen. All right, that's it. We're finished. The reason why I'm not doing this field over here is because it's a pretty brand new field and none of the rocks have really come up to the surface yet because of the frost. And these two older fields, they have definitely had a couple winters for that to happen, so that's why we're only doing those two. Anyways, I'm gonna get this unloaded, get it returned, and then we gotta figure out what we're doing with all this rock. Well, just made it back from the equipment store, got the rented piece of equipment returned, and my little square baler's gone. Oh man, at least I got a good amount of money for that. Anyways, we're gonna hop in the Mac here and head over to that rock. Okay, I got the 4020 here. Let's hope we can load this Mac up. Man, look at the fields now. They're so clean, no more rocks. Sweet, no more damage to the equipment. Okay, I know this rock is pretty heavy here, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Please tell me this is at least more than one bucket full. Yeah, okay, it is. Oh, look at, look at that. Oh, no, 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 don't tip over, don't tip over. Oh, we're gonna break the front axle on this thing if I'm not careful. Oh man, hopefully it can lift high enough. Oh boy. Oh, I'm really trying not to tip over here. Okay. Into the truck you go. Oh, that's not even gonna work. We can't even put it in this truck. Dang, how am I gonna get it over there? I might have to make a call. Okay, so I figured out what we're gonna do here. So I talked to one of my buddies who I know has a trailer that can haul rock properly, and I just put that through the floor. Dang. Anyways, he has a trailer that can haul rock properly, and he said if I bring him a couple square bales, he'd be more than happy to lend it to me for like an hour or so. Everything out here is about trading and bartering, so I'm fine with this. Okay, 4 square bales. That should do it. Let's go grab this trailer. Look what I got. A little mini dump truck on 2 wheels. This trailer is actually pretty sweet. I should have bought one of these, but they are expensive. They're about $15,000 if you want to go buy one new. And when they're used, they're usually beat to crap, so you don't really want to go buy one used. I really hope this rock sells for a good amount, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be sad that we went through this much trouble to try and sell it. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, that's pretty much 2 full buckets out of these fields here. We'll hook back up our trailer here and see where this has got to go. All right, we made it. Let's see what we're gonna get. And I don't know. 618 bucks. Okay, so that pays for just over half the rental costs of my rock picker plus the 4 bales. Yeah, we got about half. Anyways, I'm gonna go return this trailer and we'll get back to the farm. Well, just made it back here. It has been one long day. Oh man, I got so much equipment to clean up. This is ridiculous. Anyways, our situation's not looking too great here at the moment. We almost have $132,000, which isn't bad. However, to pay off the rest of the loan, just the loan, mind you, we need about another $120,000, give or take $1,000 or $2. And as far as bales go, I can tell you pretty confidently, unless hay price absolutely skyrockets in the next day from when we get this all loaded up, there ain't $120,000 here. Now, my next option would be to sell equipment. Now, there's really not a whole lot of equipment I can part with. Pretty much everything here I need to a certain degree. Even if I don't use it a whole lot, I still need it for my day-to-day operations. The only piece of equipment I could possibly consider parting with is this 4455. Now, with the hay and selling this tractor, I might just barely get to $250,000. However, there's still another problem. Running through winter, I'm going to have a lot more costs since I have more buildings, more equipment now, and since I bought this absolutely massive chunk of land, a lot more land taxes. So just to keep this farm running through the winter, I'm going to have to come up with a lot of money, or else I'm literally going to bankrupt this farm. And as it looks right now, I will bankrupt this farm over winter. Now, a lot of you guys have been suggesting selling silage. I can't do that because I have the cattle. And even if I sold the cattle, then I have absolutely no income over winter from the milk. So the only way I see out right now is to sell this place. My neighbor with the big farm down the road gave me an official offer, and it's pretty dang good. It would let me go start a farm somewhere else. However, the only equipment I would be taking with me is what I could fit on this tiny little gooseneck right here. We take the gooseneck, the dually, and whatever I can fit on there. So if you guys have any suggestions as to what tractors or what implements we should take, let me know down in the comments. It's not for sure that we're going to move yet. It kind of depends on what the hay gives us. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe and goodbye.